You don't need glasses to enjoy this video in 3D. Read the description for more information.
Believe it or not, you can have 3D on Crysis on consoles. You wouldn't think it. I mean, it's one of the most graphically intensive games out there. Now, before you say anything, this is recorded on the PC in 3D, so it will probably look better than the console version. However, the 3D is done in the same way. And you know what their trick is? It isn't 3D. Now, I'm a big believer in proper 3D. I don't like the idea of movies being filmed in 2D and then converted into 3D. It can't be as good as the real version, and it probably isn't. However, Crysis 3 does have an excuse. If it was proper 3D, in other words filming two different viewpoints, it would halve the frame rate and nobody would be able to play it. So I can let them off. So how exactly do they get a 3D effect without filming it from two different viewpoints? Well, since you're currently cross-eyed or wearing glasses or whatever, I don't think it's right to show you in this video. However, look in the description of this video and you'll find another video that shows the effect up close. It's very clever and there aren't really that many drawbacks. I mean, the viewpoints can't be as far apart as they would be with proper 3D, otherwise people would see how it's done and it wouldn't look as good. But it's a brilliant compromise and I wouldn't mind playing more games in this sort of mode. The depth of 3D really adds to the experience and the frame rate isn't dropped at all, so it's really the best of both worlds. Another plus side of doing it in this mode is that there are fewer artifacts. Most games struggle with water reflections and things like that, but I haven't noticed any in this game. Thinking about it, there should be some, but I'm a proper graphics Nazi and I haven't spotted any, and I played through the entire game. Apart from Dear Esther, this is the first game that I've played all the way through in 3D. Not once did I want to take off the glasses and play it in 2D, there simply wasn't any need. The gameplay wasn't hampered at all, and I think it really brought out what the game was trying to showcase in the first place, which obviously was its graphics. So yeah, if you happen to have 3D glasses yourself and you're trying to play this game in 3D, personally I had a bit of trouble enabling it in the first place. I found that minimising the game and loading it up tended to kick it into action. It's the only game I know that tries to do the 3D in its own way. I think other games simply rely on Nvidia choosing the viewpoints for them, and I think it's great that Crytek have done something like this. Of course, the HUD and things like that are all in 3D as well, and it's a real pleasure going through the menu system. Even the main menu looks pretty in 3D. The only 2D bits are the cutscenes, but I can't really blame them for that. Anyway, if you haven't looked at the other video explaining the effect yet, it's based on the depth buffer, I believe. It gets every pixel and goes, how far away from the camera is this? And based on that information, it displaces it by a certain amount in the other viewpoint. This of course leaves bits around the edges of items that are nearby, where it doesn't know what to draw behind them. Instead of leaving it black or something like that, it simply fills it in with the information that's next to it. This means you get a bit of shimmering around objects that are nearby. When playing the game it's impossible to see, and it's very difficult to find an example where it is clear to see. It certainly didn't distract me when I was playing it. It's also interesting because it's shown me just how forgiving your eyes are for 3D. I used to think that the viewpoints had to be the right distance apart and things like that, but the fact that they can get a 2D image and make it 3D with such little extra information really makes me realise how forgiving my eyes are.
You know, minds are designed to kill you.
Anyway, I hope that's answered any questions you had about the 3D in Crysis 3. Now I'll just play a clip of the game with 3D enabled. Have fun.
Listen up. Intel suggests. Fuck that. We're 100% goddamn positive the Tin Man is in this quadrant. You know his MO. The dam will be his primary target. We're deep inside the Hades radar shadow. That means no guns on this one. It's down to you, assholes. So stick to the plan. Don't fuck around. Cover each other. Any questions?
What's the meaning of life, Sergeant?
Fuck you, Gomez. All right, let's get out there.
What's going on here?